There we go. So we are recording now, so all the silly comments have to stop, you guys. Not kidding. So submit your unavailability, check the website. If you want to coach, let Dave or myself know, and we'll get somebody assigned to you. Somebody might need to hit mute because I'm hearing some noise there. By Wednesday night, your team should have contacted you. If the team has not contacted you, then, well, Thursday morning, yep, somebody needs to find mute, or I'm going to have to find it for you. Okay, we good? All right. Thursday.
Amanda, we lost your screen.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Let me take a look at what's going on here. All right. Did that work?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So apparently when I tried to mute people, I hit something else, which does not surprise me at all. Thanks for letting me know before I got too far. Yeah, so if by Wednesday night nobody has contacted you when you wake up in the morning on Thursday, please send Nigel a note letting him know that your team hasn't contacted you. That way we still have time to reassign you, move you around, do all that good stuff. Does anybody have questions about that? Nigel, are you on here? Did you want to say anything? Okay, silence is agreeance. Pretty much already covered this. Coaching protocol, check the website. If there is a C beside your assignment, that means that you have a coach assigned. It is up to you to contact the coach and let them know the location of the match, the time of the match, and what goals you are working on for the week. If you are unfamiliar with goal setting, then just contact the coach and let them know that, and they will help you with that. Anybody have questions? Pretty simple. Awesome. In Advantage, same thing, just to cover this protocol. Upload your match into Advantage, go ahead and code the match, and then let myself or Dave know that you have done that, and we will assign you a coach. Alternatively, you can just assign me as a referee coach, and I will see that the stuff is in Advantage, and I will take care of it from there. So that works. Pre-game protocol, we wanted to cover this, and just understand some things are mandated by USA Rugby, and other things USA Rugby leaves up to the league, which is why there can be different rules for high school, there can be different rules for college, and there can be different rules for club, which does make it very difficult for you, the referee. So use common sense, I would say. But the first thing about a match is you need to think about whether or not SERRS assigned you. If SERRS assigned you, then you know you're good to go and everybody will be compliant at the matches. And if there is an incident, you're covered by insurance. If SERRS has not assigned you, then there's a lot of work you need to do on the back end to make sure that those teams are allowed to play. So I would suggest anytime you accept a match from outside of SERRS that you make sure the teams are compliant yourself, and that you contact Nigel, let him know you're doing the match that was assigned outside of SERRS, because he may know something or have some guidance for you. When you get to the pitch, you need to check that your goalposts are legal. Those soccer style ones I know can be a problem and need to be moved to the back of the in goal. You need to make sure you have goalpost pads. You need to walk the pitch and make sure the pitch seems safe for play. Some leagues require ropes, some do not. Use your best judgment. A lot of times you're not going to have a problem if you start a match without ropes. It's probably not something to hang your hat on. It is something to ask about, and I usually try to do it politely and just let them know, that it's a recommendation that ropes be in place before matches are started. Similar thing with medics. I believe at the high school level, it is required. In North Carolina, for a brief hot second, we thought it was required at the club level, and now we find out it's a recommendation that there be a medic. So again, I would just suggest when you get to the pitch that you ask the clubs, is there a medic? And then you sort of know what you're dealing with for the day, if there is an emergency. Tech zones, same thing. They're not required in all places. In high school rugby here in North Carolina, they are, but it's up to the individual league. Front row chat is required in law, so make sure that you're doing one of those. Does anybody have questions about that stuff?
Yeah, medic and technical zones for college.
You are asking me a question, or you are telling me that those are required?
I thought Nigel had sent something out about that for college. I'm asking.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think those are required for college. We'll have to go back to Nigel's email if Nigel's not on here. I don't hear him. He talked about it earlier. He may be busy now.
Mike, I do think that you are correct that colleges should all have a medic for sure.
Yeah,
based off of what Nigel had said. If anything, probably the only category that might have leeway would be the club level, men's club, women's club. But other than that, there most likely should be a medic there.
Yeah, because the colleges are generally have to have them because it's part of the university rules. Definitely in North Carolina, it's a recommendation at the club level. So are we all good for now? I know that's not great answers, but it's something. Okay. Joe, are you on?
I am.
All right.
All right.
We are going to talk about ARs today, and Joe has a story that he's going to relay to us, and I have a clip here from his match while he tells us his harrowing tale.
So if you want to run the clip first, and then we'll talk about it. So this is just a try in the corner, or play into the corner. All right. So obviously from my running angle, I was not 100% certain on if the player had touched the ball or had touched the line of touch before grounding the ball, especially when my assistant referee stuck his flag up in the air and then immediately put it back down. So I put time off, and we had a little chat. If my camera would have worked, we would have been able to hear the chat. But it kind of went something like this. Time off. Okay. You put your flag up. Was this before or after he grounded the ball? AR's response, this is a assistant referee from Ohio. He described it as it was his first game in like 9 months. He had taken some time off. I said, did you touch, did he ground the ball? And he goes, he touched the line. And I said, okay, we're dealing with 3 lines here. Which line? He said he touched the line. I go, so I actually had to point to which of the 3 lines that were there, touch in goal, in goal, or the touch line. Which one did he touch? He said he pointed to the in goal line. And I said, okay, I'm happy with that. And I awarded the try. So I guess leading into what we're going to talk about is be direct with what you're asking. If you know anything about law, like lawyers, give only questions where they can answer yes or no. Lead the witness. You know, was it this? Yes. Okay. Then move on. Don't necessarily give open-ended options because some assistant referees might have so much information to give you that it all comes out at once, and that becomes an issue and takes a little bit more time than you probably want to deal with when it's such a simple thing as this try where the guy was, foot or two from the mark.
Great. Thank you, Joe. We do have two illustrious assistant referees with us, part of our crew. Min and Pete both probably do more assistant refereeing than anybody else. So hopefully they'll be able to jump in here whenever they need to and give us some guidance. First thing I just wanted to talk about when we're being an assistant referee is the pre-match guidance. So that's going to come directly from the referee. And if you are the referee, you need to think what kind of things you want from your ARs. And you will learn that as you grow as a referee. And as you are an AR for people, you'll sort of get a better idea of what kind of things people like and what kind of things work. So for instance, in the pre-match, you're going to want to give very clear instructions to the AR. Like, I would like you to stand here at the scrum if I'm on the opposite side. I need you to mark the 5s and the 10s. For offside calls, I'm going to judge any of the timing stuff. If a player is offside and it's immaterial, please tell me to scan. If a player is never onside, please call that in, right? So those are the kind of things that you will get from a referee as pre-match guidance. When I say the next bullet point here is lead the conversation, that's what Joe was talking about. Anytime the referee blows time off and he calls the assistant referee onto the field and they're going to have that conversation, the referee is in charge and the referee leads the conversation. It is not for the AR to like blurt out everything in their head. So take a deep breath, be calm, and listen to the referee and what he's asking for. Keep your hands on the flag. Don't make any signals with your hand that may indicate something to the audience that we don't want them to be aware of. The referee is going to speak first. He's usually going to lead with, I saw such and such, or he's going to say, for instance, if you called something in, hey, Joe, I have foul play. Joe's going to take time off. He's going to come over and he's going to say, I was unsighted. What did you see? And then that is the opening for the AR to give their spiel, right? The AR is going to either confirm what the referee saw. So if the referee says, I saw a foot in touch prior to the grounding, the AR is either going to confirm that or they are going to add to it and give their point of view. I saw the ball grounded prior to the foot going in touch. I don't know what you guys are going to do in that situation. You're in trouble. You better have TMO. Let's see. Answer questions clearly. Be concise. Don't use 10 words when you can use 1. Give the facts, who did what, and when they did it, and any details, color, number, high tackle, that sort of thing. If the ref was unsighted on the incident, and he is clearly coming to the wrong conclusion, like you think it should be a yellow card, and he is saying, okay, high tackle penalty only. Repeat yourself. I saw gold 15, high tackle with force to the neck. And then the referee will take a step back and say, okay, now I'm thinking yellow card. Do you agree? And the AR should say, yes. Ultimately, AR should probably not offer a recommendation unless the referee asks for it. If the ref is, up the creek without a paddle, then they will ask you, do you think this was a red card? Do you think a red card is appropriate? Then you would say yes. Or the referee will say, what is your recommendation? And then you, as the AR, can answer that question and say, yeah, it's a yellow card all day, Joe. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Ultimately, it is the referee's decision. The ref has to own that on the pitch. You, as the AR, you need to own what you saw. And then it is up to the referee to sort of build trust between the team of 3. He can do that by being honest, supporting the AR decision whenever he can, acknowledge the AR when they speak to you. So as you're running through the match and Min calls in, knock on blue, you can just say, got it, or thanks, anything like that, so that they know you're listening. Offer encouragement. You can say, great call, thanks a lot, whatever. At downtime, as you come over to a line out, you can say, are you seeing anything? Does anybody have any other thoughts on those things? Sorry, I'm going a little bit fast, but I think Some of us know this and some of us do not. So we're speaking to a wide audience. Questions, comments, concerns? Everybody's happy, or everybody hung up already? One of the two. All right. Hello.
You're talking from the referee center point of view?
I'm sort of talking a bit from both points of view, I think. I'm just sort of talking.
Because something you might want to cover is when, I don't know, you may cover this later on, is when the AR is hearing something that everybody saw and he called it in and the referee keeps going.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
So I've been doing this for a while, so I know what I can say, but some of the younger referees may not know how to respond to a coach who's saying, look, we saw the knock on, you called the knock on, and the referee continued to play on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or a high tackle. A great example is what you used in with not to pick on Alex if he's online, but with Alex and the high tackle on the kickoff.
Right.
The cat called in.
Yep.
So the younger referees may not know how to respond to the sidelines that are chipping in their ear, is what I'm saying.
Right. So I would say for the most part, you've got to ignore what's going on behind you and around you. The best answer to someone who's given it to you from the sideline is the referee's right there 5 meters from it and he has the best view. We good?
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking some of the younger referees may not know how to react. That's why
I agree completely. That's a difficult situation. And like I said, I usually go with the referees right there. He was cited. He chose not to take the advice. He's closest to the action. So that's good. Thank you, Mike. All right. So in the event that we have a penalty only situation, Mike, are you unmuted?
Just unmuted. Now I'm going to mute again. Well,
okay. When we have a penalty only situation, this is where you should try to use your radio only. You don't need to flag the foul play if it's a penalty only. Just sort of use the radio and say, I've got a high tackle on gold. And the referee then will make the decision to play advantage, to stop and penalize, or he can process quick enough and he'll let you know, I saw it, it's fine. Okay. In the event you have something that you think is probably more than a penalty only, or that is a possibility between penalty only and yellow card, and you're not really sure about it, this is where you should use your flag. You're going to stick it straight out, go on the radio and say, Dave, I have foul play. So at that point, when you're using the flag and the radio, that's a signal between both you and the referee that it's probably going to be a yellow card offense. And then when it's something that you think is a red card, that's when you use the flag, and you can use the term serious. Dave, I have serious foul play, gold number 5, high tackle, force to the joint, right? Whatever, first to the neck. The word serious will help cue the referee to the fact that this is, serious. Questions? Are we sort of happy with that? Good.
That's good. And just a reminder on the flag part, if your flag goes out, and this is for all of us, if it goes out, you have to bring it back. You have to come back to that, and you have to own it, even if play continues. Once that flag goes out, people see it. You gotta come back to it, no matter what. So
yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Very good point.
Also, if you're flagging foul play or serious foul play, you gotta have a number. Because you're flagging it, nobody else could see it. Like the referee obviously missed it. Then it's gonna be you got to be a part of it. And if you just call it in and say that was a red card offense, who is the number? I don't know. That's you sold everybody involved up the creek.
Yep. You do need to have that number. One way you can do that is to keep your eyes on the person as you are calling in the foul play, so that you keep tracking that player, and that's a skill that you just have to work on. So, okay, so these are just some keys to being a great AR. Triangulation is what we use to move up and down the pitch when we say we want to triangulate. The referees in the middle, and then the two ARs are going to be on the two sides. And so we have each official has a different view of whatever's happening on the pitch. And we use leading and trailing to do that. Basically, if the ball is coming towards you, you are the lead AR. If the ball is moving away from you, you are the trail AR. Lead AR is anticipating, looking for anything that happens in front of the referee, forward passes, knock-ons, anything of that nature. The trailing AR is behind and is watching after the rucks are over and the ball is moving away for any kind of foul play, late hits, that sort of thing. I don't want to go into it too in depth, because that's not the point of what we're doing tonight. We're just covering it. Does anybody have a question about that, or something that we can answer relatively quickly? We can take the big questions offline if you need more information about how to move as an AR. All right, cool. Touch law, ARs, absolutely number one thing. You have to know your touch law. And I know touch law is not easy, but it's the foundation of the job. Next thing is flag use. Just a few little things. At the line out, you're going to raise the flag, obviously, when the ball goes into touch. And then as the ball is thrown into the line out, leave the flag up if the ball is not straight. That is a passive indicator to the referee that you don't think the ball went in straight. If the ball was thrown straight at the line out, pull your flag down immediately. Keep the flag raised. Wow. Okay, so when you're behind for kicks at goal, this is just sort of a flare thing, and to make sure the referee sees, you put the flag up. So ball goes through the crossbars, and then you immediately sort of start running back to center. Leave the flag up for a bit while you're running, kind of like maybe out to the 5 meter, whatever. Looks good, and gives the referee enough time to actually make sure they've seen you put that flag up. One thing do not indicate 5 or 10 meters by sticking the flag out. Just use your arm if you need players to move backwards. Let's see. And if you have to indicate foul play, of course, you're going to stick your flag straight out. Let's see. Indicate whose possession at the line out. You do that with your arm sticking out to the team that's going to throw in at the line out. When you're at the line out, you're going to help the referee with structure. So you can ask the front to open the gap. You can ask the hooker to step back off of the field, that sort of thing. Precise communication at all phases, and that's what we're going to work on once we're done with this little spiel, is specifically how to talk to a referee. But you want to use short phrases, and you want to communicate with very specific language, because certain words mean certain things. Creating space is about 5 meters off the scrum, moving the defense, 10 off the line out, that sort of thing. Getting them back for the penalty kicks, that's really a big one, is helping with getting them back 10 so we don't have to have a not 10 penalty, because those are just silly. If you're a really excellent AR and you see the referee play advantage, you can think in your brain where the mark is, and you need to keep that as you continue to play along with advantage. Then if the ref gets in the weeds, you can be like, oh yeah, the mark was back there on the 22 to the right of the goalpost. Then the last thing is helping with trends. Again, if you're a great AR, what you can do is let the referee know, hey, that's 2 high tackles against blue 10, right? Or that is the second time they've been destructive at the breakdown. Or, if he calls something and he's in a situation where maybe he should be thinking yellow card, you might pop in and just say something like, do you think that was intentional, or is that a deliberate foul? Something to trigger him to think maybe this is a little more than a penalty. So that is that. Does anybody have thoughts about any of that stuff? Are we pretty good with it?
The only other thing that I would add, Amanda, at a line out is to be aware of the quick throw in.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
If the ref asks you, was that ball touched by anyone else, you want to know that answer.
Right. Thank you. All right, so before I go on to the next slide, let's all just chat about what some good phrases for communication are between a referee and an AR. What's a key phrase that means something? For instance, I said the word serious. If you use that, then that may trigger someone to think, oh, I should be thinking red card here. Anybody? Okay.
Sorry, Amanda, what was the question there?
What kind of words do we use to indicate different things? So here's some. Let me know if you can think of others. I think defenseless is spelled wrong there. So, you know, as we are working in a team, there are things we use. Realistic position. You could say it was a knock on. He was not in a realistic position to regather the ball. Contact in the air. You know, somebody was in a realistic position to compete for the ball or not. So different kind of words that we can use that mean stuff. Deliberate, careless, reckless, contact to the joint, led with the arm, led with the elbow. So
you're being naughty.
He was very bad.
You've been naughty.
Yellow 7. Okay. With force is a big one for me. All right, so we have an activity now, and I need 2 volunteers.
Come up, Gillis.
Okay, who else?
Come on.
All right, Mike, I'm in as well.
Don't be shy.
Mike?
You can only fail.
Awesome. So Bill, you called in. You said first, do you want to be the referee or do you want to be the AR?
Referee.
Okay, so you're going to be the referee. What I need you to do is look away from your computer.
Okay.
While we all watch this clip.
Good enough. I'm up.
Okay, Mike, you're going to be the AR. And then when the clip is over, you can ask to watch it again. That's fine. This isn't about like getting the clip right. It's about the communication. So Mike, when you're done watching the clip, I want you to say, Bill, I have foul play. And then Bill, you're going to say, tweet, tweet, time off. I was unsighted. What do you have, Mike? Okay.
All right.
Everybody
Good
understand?
Enough. Yes,
and then
ma'am.
Yep.
Mike is going to have to describe it well enough that you come to a conclusion, and hopefully it's the right conclusion, and then we'll all watch the clip together and we'll see what the answer was. Okay, so we're going to go.
You betcha. Go.
All right, tweet, tweet. Oh, go.
Mike,
Yeah,
you
tweet,
good?
tweet.
You need to watch it again? Wait,
No, I think I got it.
You're the AR.
Bill, high tackle directly to the neck.
Okay. Good. Let's watch it again.
Okay, so Bill, tell us what you're going to do.
Okay. Going to ask him number, color.
It was blue. I missed the number. I apologize.
Okay. And
Okay, you can't see that in this one, I don't think.
No worries. Do we have TiVo or some way to repeat the video or no?
Yep, we can put, oh no, you have no TMO.
Okay. Number, color, height. It's a contact to the head and neck area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But we don't have number and color, correct?
No.
Okay. Problematic.
I'm going to tell you it's white number 4.
Sorry, I got them backwards. My apologies. But yeah.
No worries. No worries. White number 4, contact to the head and neck to blue. Blue number.
Don't know that.
Don't know that. Okay. Doesn't matter really, actually. So kind of sketchy information here. We'll play a straight up penalty to blue.
Would recommend a red card. It seemed with force directly to the head.
Right. Got that. But I it's not enough information for me to make that call. I need to know more about that. Who was the attacker, who was the victim. And in this case, I would just play a straight up penalty.
Okay. Thank you, guys. So let's watch this again.
So I haven't watched it.
You can watch it. Yep.
Okay. Okay, white 4. White 4 attacks the head and neck of
there.
Yeah, I don't have it still.
Okay.
So in this case, I would play a straight up penalty.
Okay. Let's see.
I think in this case, the lesson learned is you've got to identify not only the attacker and the penalizer, but the person who was attacked. In this case, you've got to give clear indication who was the offense, who did the offense and who was penalized. So,
okay.
In this case, I would just go with the straight up penalty.
Yes. So I believe penalty was the correct answer for this one. I do think it's a close call between whether it is a penalty or a yellow card. What I would like to hear is the AR call in. Bill, I have foul play. And then, Bill, you are going to say, tweet, time off. I was unsighted. The AR is going to come in and say, I've got high contact by white 4. Bill, then you're going to say, okay, I'm thinking penalty only. And then the AR will say yes, or he would repeat himself. I have high contact in the tackle by white 4 to the head, and then Bill, you would escalate. Okay, so I'm thinking yellow card. And then your AR would respond yes, or he would repeat himself again and add maybe with force or the word serious foul play to trigger you for the red card.
Gotcha.
But anyway, World Rugby thinks the outcome here was a penalty. So,
gotcha.
And like I said, as a coach, I would be fine with the yellow card for this, honestly.
Good enough.
Cool. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
Amanda, what
Yes.
struck me about this is Fred. What
Yes.
struck me is that he came in and it was his forearm that hit the guy in the neck head area. And that's why I would lean more towards a yellow card in that.
Yeah, I think I would too, honestly. But we also referee.
There wasn't an attempt to wrap. It was just basically coming in with the forearm into the guy.
Yeah, and what you've just said there, no attempt to wrap, that's a great communication tool between an AR and a referee. That's a great phrase.
Amanda, I mean, not to get stuck in the actual weeds about the specific call.
Yep. Did I lose you? Did you lose us?
Sorry, press the button. Yep.
Oh, that's okay. Cool. Yeah.
The referee didn't continue to probe, didn't continue to probe with the AR on what he saw because he was unseen. He was unsighted.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He should continue to until he understands. Okay, you wait and you figure out what the AR did not see, and then work around that. Because it seemed like there was a big gap. Mike, you should be able to gap it between a yellow and a penalty, but you shouldn't be able to gap it between a red and a penalty.
Right.
So I
agree completely with what you said, but I would say that there's a certain degree of decisiveness that needs to be done at that point when you're making your penalty, so that you sound that, hey, I know what happened. I saw what you did. and this is what we're going to do. And vacillation, even for a minute or two, creates a degree of uncertainty among the teams, and that's sensed amongst the players. So if you don't have that, and you're not willing to step up and say immediately, like, boom, 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 this is what happened, this is what I saw, there's no argument, most of the captains will come to you and go, yeah, okay, it's all cool, I understand, I agree. But when you vacillate and you don't have that immediacy of decision making, and if you're wrong, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I didn't see what happened. But I do know what happened.
But did you feel that there was, like, I mean, I guess maybe this is a question to the group then, but what's the clock on something that is that the AR thinks that is a red card? And I think that the most important thing is you get the outcome correct.
But you're correct. But there's a huge difference between a red card, a yellow card, and a simple penalty. And
right, but, okay.
when you start to talk about red cards, which are game-changing events, yellow cards, which can be game-changing events, and simple penalties, you've got to divide that out, not in your mind, but actually for the event. So,
but
I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just putting out my thoughts. That's all.
But in this,
enough, Joe.
Sorry.
But Bill, one little point. This is an Eagles match, but I looked at it from what I see as college, and that's a flashpoint.
Yes, I agree.
That's why I said red card.
Yes.
Regardless, the referee makes the decision. They own the decision on the day. And unless he asks you for the recommendation, you should not give one.
Okay.
So that's okay. So that's just part of what we're talking about here. I want you to use very specific language that means specific things so that they know what you want to do. And then if they choose another path, you should repeat yourself, and then they can decide whether to take it or not. And the whole thing probably should take no more than 30 seconds.
I agree.
All right.
Absolutely.
Who wants to be
very immediate?
Next? Do I have 2 volunteers?
Come on, guys. Step up.
Okay, what? This is Lindsay.
All right, Lindsay. Who else? Dave Edwards. Great. Lindsay, do you want to be the AR or the referee?
I'll be the AR.
Okay. Dave, are you on?
I'm on.
All right, great. Look away. We're going to watch the clip. And then remember, Lindsay's going to call into you, Dave, I have foul play. And then you're going to tweet, and take time off. Lindsay,
All right, go ahead.
if you need to watch it more than once, just tell me. I will say this. You cannot see the number of the perpetrator. It is, we'll call that darker team black. It is black number 7 who is the problem. Here we go. Let me see. Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, yeah, sure. Laugh, buddy.
Technology, baby.
Hey, I hit the wrong button. It's okay. Oh, I think I have the whole thing open twice now. That's awesome.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll ignore it.
You're up. We can see what you.
Yep.
We can see you. We can see you. It's good.
Replay.
Oh.
Oh, that's a red card for sure. Just by that sound.
Lindsay, did you need to see it again?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Let them work it out.
Dave, I have foul play.
Tweet. Time off.
Contact to the head, black number 7.
Dave, we can't hear you.
Need more info, Dave.
The ref's down. Sorry.
You there?
Yeah, we're here. Are you there?
Okay.
You're gone again.
Dave?
All right, I think I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. Did you catch what I said first?
No, we Lindsay just gave her description, and then we didn't hear you with an answer. We may need someone other than Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Okay.
I
Lindsay-
can't hear Lindsay.
Lindsay, you there?
Oh, you want me to go again? Okay.
There we go.
You got her now? Okay, go.
Okay, Dave, I have contact to the head, black number 7.
Black number 7, contact to the head. Was it with force or without force?
With force.
With force. And what's your recommendation off of what you saw?
Yellow card.
Okay. So black number 7, with force to the head, yellow card, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank
Great.
you.
That's your decision. All right, Dave, watch the clip and see if you would have come to the same decision. You get a slow motion replay. Okay. You happy?
I'd have probably taken that up a notch.
You'd have gone red.
I
Yeah.
believe so. That was a swinging arm.
Okay. And that's a great phrase that Dave just used, swinging arm. So,
Seemed unintentional, so that's why I said yellow.
okay.
Yellow's fine. I mean, the whole thing too, keep in mind is things can also be escalated after a match, depending on the level, obviously. But I think I probably would have upped that one because it was a swinging arm with force to the head.
Okay. And I will say, when Lindsay, you use the words with force, and to me, with force means I need to think about a red card. I don't know how everybody else feels about that term, with force. But to me, that's a trigger. I should be thinking red card. Okay, who wants to go next? We only have 4 of these, so there's only 2
I have
left.
a question.
Yes, what's the question?
If the referee jumps too far ahead and you want them to back down, what do you say? Like if they immediately say, okay.
Yeah, if he went red card and you're thinking yellow, then just say, Dave, let me make sure that you heard. I have and then use lesser verbiage. Like, okay, you said with force, that maybe trigger him to a red card. Okay, so this time say, I have a high tackle to the head. And then because you repeated it and used lesser verbiage, then that's a trigger for the referee to back down and go with the lesser thing, which would be a yellow card.
Okay.
Without anybody sounding dumb to anybody who can overhear, basically. That's the reason that we use these words. So
yeah, cool.
Who wants to go next? 2 more people. There's only 2 more of these, so don't let your chance go by. Okay, Pete and Joe.
Okay.
Okay, Pete, since you answered first, you get to decide who you want to be, ref or AR.
I'll be the AR.
Joe, are you on?
Yep, I got
All
it.
right,
All right.
look away, my friend.
Joe, I have foul play. Actually, I need to see that again because I didn't get the number. Oh, here we go.
I do not.
I know who it is.
I don't think you can see the number.
I think he's
at all.
15.
It is 15. That is correct.
Joe, I have foul play against gold 15.
Okay. Tweet. Time off. Pete, come over.
Yep.
All right, I was unsighted. What did you see?
All right, Joe. So from the kickoff, green has lifted the player catching the ball. Gold 15 has jumped in an unfair contest, has taken out the player in the air, who has then gone over and landed on his back.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is gold 15 conducted foul play for a player that is rightfully in the air, who then landed on his back. Did he go past his head, or did he land directly onto his back?
I believe he landed on his upper back.
Upper back. Okay, so what I'm thinking is a yellow card against gold 15.
I'm happy with that decision.
At the spot of the foul?
Correct.
All right. Gold 15, yellow card. Pretty
good. Does anybody have any comments? Critiques? Thoughts?
I know this was given as a red card during the game, but I think they retracted it later. Maybe they did.
Yeah, I think they did. Or anyway, I think World Rugby came out with guidance after this that it should have been a yellow card. Joe, do you need to see this one?
No, I've seen this.
You've seen it? Yeah. So there it is.
Sorry, I cheated.
Yeah.
Watch rugby.
Pretty basic. Outcome, yellow card, number 15. So you guys got it correct. My only critique would be less words, Pete. Joe,
Yep.
If you had been tired and your brain oxygen deprived, would you have had trouble processing some of that?
Probably, but that's why I kept repeating myself to make sure that we're all on the same page continuously and making sure that I didn't skip a step.
Cool. Good. All right, we have one more. So I need 2 more volunteers. Who is it going to be?
I'll do one, Min.
Hey, Min. Who wants to be Min's partner?
I'll do it.
Who's that?
Bill.
Oh, okay. So, Min, what do you want to be? Which role?
Bill, what were you last time? Were you the ref center?
Either or, bro.
All right.
You choose. I've already been in
All
once.
Right. Yeah, I'll be ref because Bill was ref last time.
Okay, good enough. Yes.
Okay, Min, look away. We're going to watch this clip. Okay, Bill, you good? You need to see it again?
In this case, I would call it a unintentional knock on. He attempted to catch the ball, but knocked the ball forward. And I would call it a scrum to the attacking side.
So it's just you're saying it's a standard, just a regular knock on.
Yeah, I think the blue players attempted to catch the ball, and unintentionally knocked it on. In this case, I tend to give the players the benefit of the doubt, unless it's a slap or
Okay. Okay, Bill. So I just since I didn't see it, just a regular knock on. We'll play scrum of scrum.
That's what I would do. Attacking side ball, red ball.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Yep.
So in that instance, that's fine, and your outcome is that. Min, take a look at this and see what you think.
Okay.
So to me,
No.
Go ahead, Min.
That intentional knock on with the penalty try.
Yes, That is correct.
Hello.
Yezers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we watch this, as the ball comes out, number 10 was the last defender, 10 blue. He's the last defender. This was a line break. 13 red would have scored the try.
Right.
So the way that we're interpreting the intentional knock-ons now, if he is in no position to regather the ball, that is going to be an intentional knock-on.
Gotcha.
Cherry picking is considered a high risk, high reward sort of thing. It's being discouraged. And that's how it's being discouraged, because now we're going straight to the PK on many occasions. And especially in a situation like this, where he was the last defender, red was going to score had the ball not been knocked out of the air. So.
Good enough.
Yep. So the communication that I would look for there from the AR would be, men, I have foul play. And then once he comes in and says, what did you see? I would just say exactly what I said before. Blue 10, intentional knock on. He was the last defender. And then that should trigger men to say, okay, penalty try and yellow card.
Good enough. Yeah.
Cool.
No
Anybody
problem
have
with
any
that.
comments?
No problem. Yep.
All right. That is the last exercise. And we are right at 8:53, so awesome. Thank you guys all very much for being on the call and for participating. Anybody have any last words?
Amen.
Cool. Well, thank you. Everybody have a good night. Appreciate everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you.